Welcome back, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that touches almost every family across the world, regardless of whether you live in New York, London, Tokyo, or Sydney. Look around us today. Never in human history have we had so much access to advanced medical technology, state-of-the-art hospitals, and endless varieties of pharmaceutical medications. Yet, if you look at the statistics, humanity has never been sicker. Why is that? Why are millions of people waking up every single day feeling chronically tired? Why are conditions like type 2 diabetes, fatty liver disease, high blood pressure, chronic joint pain, and persistent fatigue skyrocketing globally, even among young adults and teenagers? The problem isn't that our bodies are broken. The problem is that we are trying to treat lifestyle problems purely with temporary quick fixes. We have been taught to manage symptoms rather than address the root cause. If your car's low oil warning light comes on while you are driving, what do? Do you cover the warning light with a piece of tape so you don't have to look at it? Of course not. That would be absurd, because you know the engine will eventually break down. Yet, when our bodies send us warning signals like elevated blood sugar, higher blood pressure, brain fog, or weight gain around the midsection, we often cover the signal instead of asking, why is the body producing this reaction in the first place? Today, we are going to change that perspective. Over this comprehensive guide, I am going to share with you a complete step-by-step roadmap to reset your metabolism, restore your vitality, and help you regain control over your health, using natural, sustainable lifestyle principles. No complicated jargon, no unrealistic gimmicks, just pure science-backed lifestyle science. To fix any problem, we must first understand how it works. And at the core of almost 80% of modern chronic health challenges lies one major underlying issue: insulin resistance. Let's break this down into simple terms. Every time you eat carbohydrates, whether it's refined sugar, white bread, pasta, pastries, or sweet beverages, your body breaks those foods down into glucose, which is a simple sugar that enters your bloodstream. Now, high levels of sugar in your blood are dangerous for your blood vessels and organs. So, your pancreas immediately responds by producing a vital hormone called insulin. Think of insulin as a key master. Insulin's job is to take that excess sugar out of your blood, travel to your cells, unlock the doors of the cells, and deposit the glucose inside to be used for energy. When your system is healthy and sensitive to insulin, this process works smoothly. But what happens when you eat high-carbohydrate, highly processed foods constantly throughout the day? From a sugary coffee in the morning to ultra-processed snacks at noon, energy drinks in the afternoon, and heavy carb dinners at night, your pancreas is forced to pour out massive amounts of insulin, day after day, year after year. Eventually, your cells get overwhelmed. They say, "Stop, we are already full. We cannot take any more sugar." To protect themselves, the cell doors change their locks. Now, when insulin arrives with glucose, the key no longer turns easily. This condition is called insulin resistance. When your cells resist insulin, two major things happen. Glucose stays stuck in your blood, raising your blood sugar levels, and your pancreas panics and pumps out even more insulin to force those cell doors open. And here is the critical part that most people miss. Insulin is your body's primary fat-storing hormone. As long as your circulating insulin levels remain chronically high, your body is physically locked in fat storage mode. It becomes practically impossible to burn stored body fat for energy. This is why so many people struggle on traditional caloric restriction diets. They cut calories, but because they are still eating frequent high-carb snacks, their insulin remains high. They feel starved, depleted of energy, constantly hungry, and ultimately give up. If insulin resistance is the core mechanism, what daily habits are actively driving it? There are three primary pillars modern society has normalized that are damaging our metabolic engine. Pillar 1, the domination of ultra-processed foods. Go into almost any standard supermarket anywhere in the world today. Around 70% to 80% of the items on the shelves are not whole foods created by nature. They are food-like industrial products. They are packed with three things our ancestors rarely encountered in combination: refined sugar and high fructose corn syrup, which overloads the liver rapidly, refined grains, which break down into blood sugar almost instantly, and industrial seed and vegetable oils, which are heavily processed at high heat, leaving them prone to oxidation and driving systemic inflammation. Pillar 2, the lost art of intermittent fasting. Historically, human beings did not have 24/7 access to refrigerators, delivery apps, or convenience stores. Our bodies evolved with natural cycles of feasting and fasting. When you eat, your body stores energy. When you give your body a break from food, your insulin levels drop, allowing your body to enter a state where it can access and burn stored energy, your body fat. Today, however, the average modern lifestyle involves eating from the moment we wake up until right before we fall asleep. People eat 5, 6, or even 7 times a day, including constant snacking. This means insulin levels never get a chance to drop. Your metabolic engine is running on overdrive 16 hours a day without a single moment of rest and repair. Pillar 3. Sleep deprivation and chronic stress. You can eat the cleanest diet on earth, but if you are sleeping 5 hours a night and living under constant mental stress, your metabolism will still suffer. Why? Because stress triggers the release of cortisol, your primary stress hormone. Cortisol signals your liver to release stored glucose into the bloodstream to prepare you for a fight or flight emergency. High stress equals high cortisol, which leads to higher blood sugar and, consequently, elevated insulin. Now that we clearly see the problem, let's talk about the solution. How do we turn this around? How do we reverse insulin resistance, restore natural energy, and help the body heal itself? The first foundational step is shifting your mindset from calorie counting to nutrient density and hormone control. Not all 500 calories are created equal in the human body. 500 calories from a sugary donut trigger a massive spike in insulin, a crash in blood sugar, 2 hours later, intense cravings, and fat storage. On the flip side, 500 calories from a meal rich in healthy fats, high-quality proteins, and fiber-rich vegetables produces a minimal insulin response, keeps you satiated for 5 to 6 hours, and provides your cells with real raw materials for repair. Here is your practical guide to building a metabolic reset meal. First, prioritize real, single-ingredient proteins. Protein provides essential amino acids required for muscle maintenance, immune function, and enzyme production. Choose options like pasture-raised eggs, wild-caught fish, poultry, grass-fed meats, or quality plant proteins like tempeh and clean protein sources available in your local region. Second, embrace healthy natural fats. For decades, we were falsely told that natural fats were the enemy. But natural fats like extra virgin olive oil, cold-pressed coconut oil, avocados, butter, nuts, and seeds have virtually zero impact on spiking insulin. They provide long-lasting fuel, support hormone production, and keep you feeling full so you don't feel the need to constantly snack. Third, load up on fiber and leafy greens. Vegetables growing above the ground, such as spinach, kale, broccoli, cauliflower, cucumbers, and bell peppers, are loaded with essential vitamins, minerals, and soluble fiber. Fiber slows down digestion, feeds your beneficial gut bacteria, and prevents sudden blood sugar spikes. When you change the quality of what you fuel your body with, you stop fighting your appetite. You don't need willpower to resist cravings when your body is truly nourished at the cellular level. This is just the foundation. Next, we are going to dive deep into how to structure your eating windows. Through intermittent fasting, the power of cellular cleaning called autophagy, and the exact step-by-step daily routine you can start implementing immediately, no matter where you live in the world. Now that we have established the importance of choosing real, unrefined, nutrient-dense foods, let us move to the second fundamental lever of health restoration: when you eat. In modern nutrition, we spend vast amounts of time discussing what goes on our plates, but we almost completely neglect the crucial element of timing. Your body operates on natural biological clocks, known as circadian rhythms. Every organ, every gland, and every cell in your system relies on cycles of work and repair. When you consume food, your digestive system is required to spend hours breaking down nutrients, regulating hormonal secretions, and managing blood chemistry. This is an energy-intensive state called the fed state. When you abstain from food for a structured period, your body shifts into the fasted state. During this phase, insulin levels drop to baseline, allowing your body to access stored liver glycogen and eventually stored adipose fat tissues for fuel. This transition is known as metabolic flexibility, the ability of your human body to seamlessly switch between burning dietary carbohydrates and burning stored body fat. Unfortunately, because the standard modern routine involves continuous eating, from morning until late at night, the vast majority of people have lost this flexibility entirely. They are locked exclusively in sugar-burning mode. To rebuild this metabolic flexibility, we use a simple, ancient tool: intermittent fasting. Fasting is not starvation. Starvation is the involuntary absence of food, leading to cellular depletion. Intermittent fasting is the intentional, controlled timing of meals that works with your hormonal machinery rather than against it. When you allow your system a 16-hour break from food, for example, finishing dinner by 7 p.m., and taking your first nourishing meal at 11:00 a.m. the following morning, you create a vital window of hormonal rest. During these 16 hours, magical things begin to happen. Insulin levels drop significantly, signaling your fat cells to release stored energy. Human growth hormone HGH increases, supporting lean muscle maintenance and tissue repair. And inflammation markers drop, relieving pressure on your cardiovascular system. Beyond weight management and blood sugar balance, there is a deep cellular benefit to extended fasting windows that earned Japanese cell biologist Dr. Yoshinori Osumi the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine in 2016. That process is called autophagy. Auto means self, and phagy means eating. Autophagy literally translates to self-eating, but do not let the name startle you. It is your body's ultimate internal recycling and self-cleaning system. Over time, your cells accumulate damaged proteins, dysfunctional mitochondria, and cellular debris. If this cellular garbage is allowed to build up, it contributes to rapid aging, chronic inflammation, cognitive decline, and metabolic degeneration. Think of your cells like a busy restaurant kitchen. If the kitchen prepares meals continuously 24 hours a day without ever closing, trash accumulates, countertops get filthy, and operations become inefficient. To clean the kitchen thoroughly, you must close down service for a few hours. Autophagy is that deep cleaning service for your cells. When nutrient intake pauses for 14 to 18 hours, your body initiates a process where it identifies weak, damaged, and old cellular components, breaks them down, and recycles them into brand new functioning cellular materials. How do you activate this natural self-cleaning process? You do not need expensive detox teas, commercial cleanses, or artificial supplements. Your body already possesses the blueprint. You simply need to give it time without incoming calories. By extending your overnight fast and eliminating constant snacking between meals, you activate autophagy daily, allowing your body to repair tissue, clear cellular waste, and optimize performance naturally. Let us transition theory into practice. How do you implement intermittent fasting in your everyday life, whether you work a desk job, manage a household, or run a busy schedule? The secret to long-term success is gradual progression. You do not start running a marathon on day one, you build stamina. The same principle applies to your metabolism. Here is your 3-step progression model. Step 1. Eliminate snacking and establish a 12-hour window. Start with the foundation. Eliminate all late-night eating after dinner, and stop snacking between meals. If you finish your evening meal at 8 p.m., do not consume anything with calories until 8 a.m. the next morning. This gives you a natural 12-hour fast. During the non-eating window, you may consume hydration that does not trigger an insulin response, clean water, sparkling water, plain black coffee, or unflavored green and herbal teas. Step 2. Transition to the 16/8 method. Once your body adapts to 12 hours without distress or severe hunger, gradually push your first meal forward. A standard 16/8 structure involves an 8-hour eating window, for example from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., and a 16-hour fasting window from 7 p.m. to 11 a.m. During your 8-hour eating window, you do not restrict food to severe minimums. You eat 2 robust, nutrient-dense meals containing adequate proteins, healthy fats, and complex plant fibers. Step 3. Mind your electrolytes and hydration. A common mistake people make during fasting is underhydrating. When insulin levels drop, your kidneys naturally excrete excess water and essential minerals, particularly sodium, potassium, and magnesium. If you experience mild headaches, dizziness, or fatigue during the initial transition, it is rarely low blood sugar. It is almost always an electrolyte imbalance. Drink plenty of water throughout the morning and add a tiny pinch of natural, unrefined sea salt or Himalayan salt to your water. This maintains mineral balance and keeps your energy steady. Now, let us integrate the third core component of our metabolic reset, functional movement. When people think about exercise for health, they often picture exhausting cardio sessions, running on treadmills for hours, or pushing themselves to extreme exhaustion. But when your goal is fixing your underlying metabolism, restoring insulin sensitivity, and balancing stress hormones, intensity is not the first priority. Consistency and timing are. Did you know that your skeletal muscles are the largest storage site for glucose? in your entire body. When you contract your muscles through movement, whether it is weight-bearing exercises, push-ups, squats, or simply a brisk walk, your muscle cells open up specialized glucose transporters, called GLUT4 transporters, that pull sugar directly out of your blood without needing insulin. This means exercise acts as a natural insulin substitute. It clears excess glucose from your bloodstream automatically, easing the burden on your pancreas. Here are 3 simple, highly effective movement strategies. First, the post-meal walk. A simple 10 to 15-minute walk taken immediately after your largest meal of the day can lower your post-meal blood sugar spike by up to 30%. It aids digestion, optimizes insulin response, and prevents the energy crash. Second, resistance and strength training. Maintaining and building lean muscle mass is your greatest insurance policy against metabolic decline as you age. Focus on compound, functional bodyweight movements, squats, lunges, push-ups, and core stability, or resistance exercises 3 to 4 times a week. Third, daily low-intensity activity. Avoid sitting uninterrupted for hours. Stand up, stretch, and move every 60 minutes. Human biology was built for continuous low-grade movement throughout the day. We have covered nutrition, timing, and functional movement. Now we must address the silent pillar of health that can make or break all your efforts: sleep and circadian alignment. You can eat the cleanest organic food on earth and maintain a strict fasting schedule, but if you are chronically sleep deprived, your body remains stuck in a state of metabolic stress. When you sleep less than 6 to 7 hours a night, your body undergoes profound physiological changes. Cortisol levels rise, keeping your systemic stress response active. Ghrelin, the hunger hormone, increases, driving strong cravings for high-calorie carbohydrates. Leptin, the satiety hormone, decreases, making you feel unsatiated even after full meals. And insulin sensitivity drops instantly. Studies show that just one night of severe sleep restriction can make a healthy individual temporarily as insulin resistant as someone with type 2 diabetes. To optimize your sleep, you do not need expensive pills. You simply need to align with nature's biological clock, your circadian rhythm. Here are 4 simple, universal habits for restoring restorative sleep. First, morning light exposure. Get 10 to 15 minutes of natural sunlight in your eyes within an hour of waking up. Sunlight triggers your brain to produce serotonin and sets an internal timer for natural melatonin release later that evening. Second, establish a caffeine cutoff time. Caffeine has a half-life of roughly 6 to 8 hours in the human system. Avoid caffeine after 2 p.m. so your nervous system can downregulate naturally before bedtime. Third, limit artificial blue light at night. Screens from smartphones, tablets, and televisions emit concentrated blue light that deceives your brain into thinking it is daytime, suppressing melatonin. Turn off screens or use blue light blocking settings at least 60 to 90 minutes before sleep. Fourth, keep your bedroom cool and dark. Your core body temperature needs to drop by about 1 to 2 degrees Fahrenheit to initiate and sustain deep, restorative sleep. Alongside sleep, we must confront the modern epidemic of chronic psychological stress. In primitive times, stress was acute and short-lived, such as escaping a predator. Your body released adrenaline and cortisol, elevated your heart rate, and dumped glucose into your blood to give your muscles instant energy to survive. Once the danger passed, your hormones returned to baseline. Today's stress is rarely short-lived. It comes from constant notifications, financial pressures, work deadlines, and fast-paced demands. Your nervous system often cannot distinguish between physical danger and emotional stress, leaving your stress response constantly active. When cortisol remains continuously elevated, your liver keeps pumping stored glucose into your blood, raising blood sugar. Even if you haven't eaten carbohydrates, high blood sugar triggers insulin release, halting fat-burning processes, and your immune system becomes suppressed, leading to systemic, low-grade inflammation. To manage stress effectively, you need simple daily practices that signal safety to your nervous system. Controlled breathing exercises. We're spending just 5 minutes practicing slow, deep abdominal breathing, such as inhalation for 4 seconds, holding for 4 seconds, and exhalation for 6 seconds activates the parasympathetic nervous system, your body's natural rest and digest mechanism. Daily time in nature. We're spending time outdoors, walking in green spaces, or disconnecting from digital devices recalibrates your baseline stress response. And mindful eating, where you avoid eating while stressed, Working or watching the news, sitting down instead to chew your food thoroughly and allow your digestive organs to process nutrients in a relaxed state. Let us now combine all these principles into a practical, effortless 24-hour daily blueprint. In the morning, wake up at 7 a.m. and rehydrate with 16 to 24 ounces of clean water, adding a small pinch of unrefined sea salt to replenish minerals lost overnight. At 7:30 a.m., get 10 to 15 minutes of natural sunlight outdoors, while performing gentle stretches, mobility work, or a light walk. From 8 a.m. to 11 a.m., maintain fasted productivity by enjoying plain water, black coffee, or herbal tea while keeping your metabolic system in the fasted state. In the afternoon, take your first nutrient-dense meal at 11 a.m. to break your fast with clean protein, healthy fats, and low glycemic fiber such as eggs, avocado, green vegetables, or lean protein with extra virgin olive oil. At 1:30 p.m., take a brief 10 to 15 minute walk to optimize your post-meal blood sugar curve. At 3 p.m., maintain hydration with water or herbal tea while avoiding sugary snacks or late caffeine. In the evening, enjoy a balanced dinner at 6:30 p.m. consisting of whole food proteins, non-starchy vegetables, and healthy natural fats. At 7 p.m., begin your overnight fast by closing your eating window for the day and hydrating only with water or non-caloric teas. At 9 p.m., unplug and dim lights by turning off bright screens and reducing blue light to transition your body into relaxation mode. Finally, at 10:30 p.m., prepare for restorative sleep in a cool, dark room to allow your cells to initiate deep nighttime repair. As we wrap up this complete guide, I want to leave you with the most important principle: consistency over perfection. Health is not a 30-day challenge, a quick-fix diet, or a temporary phase. It is a lifelong relationship with your body. There will be days when your schedule breaks down, travel interrupts your routine, or you enjoy food outside your plan. That is completely normal and human. One meal does not make you healthy, and one celebration does not make you unhealthy. What matters is what you do consistently, 80% to 90% of the time. Your body possesses an extraordinary capacity to heal, regenerate, and balance itself when you give it the right environment. Stop fighting your body with drastic restrictions, extreme measures, or constant quick fixes. Instead, work with your biology, fuel it with real, natural, nutrient-rich foods, respect its natural balance of feasting and fasting, keep your skeletal muscles active every day, and honor your rest, sleep, and emotional health. When you align your daily habits with these timeless physiological principles, vibrant health, natural energy, and long-term vitality become the automatic result. Long tut sest, fertile. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this guide valuable, share it with someone you care about. Take care of your body, prioritize your health, and I will see you in the next guide.